Hello, Space News. I'm Rosie Johnston.
And I'm Nicole Smith, and today we're going to take a journey through the concept popularized by Carl Sagan's The Cosmic Calendar.
The first event on Carl Sagan's cosmic calendar was the Big Bang Theory that occurred 13.7 billion years ago. This was the rapid expansion of matter from a state of extremely high density and temperature that, according to current cosmological theories, marked the origin of the universe.
400,000 years after the Big Bang, the formation of the first neutral atoms were created. As time went on, more matter and stars were pulled onto these overdensities, resulting in the formation of the first galaxies. These galaxies then merged with other galaxies to form larger galaxies, and the whole process of galaxy buildup had begun. And that's when, 13 billion years ago, the formation of stars and galaxies were first formed.
Next on the cosmic calendar was the formation of the thin disk of the Milky Way. This happened about 9 billion years ago. The Milky Way is often referred to as a cannibal galaxy because during formation it swallowed up smaller galaxies. Angular momentum is responsible for our galaxy's overall disk-like shape. While this disk possesses both a spherical nucleus and spherical surrounding halo, the disk contains the bulk of the gas and dust, and this material, like a ball of pizza dough, throws into the air and set rotating flattens out as it spins. Next was the formation of the solar system, which was 4.56 billion years ago, shortly after the moon formed.
Next, 2 billion years ago, the first cells developed on Earth. How this happened? Well, partitioning may have begun from cell-like spheroids formed by proteinoids, which are observed by heating amino acids with phosphoric acid as a catalyst. They bear much of the basic features provided by the cell membranes. Protein-based protocells enclosing RNA molecules could have been the first cellular life forms on Earth. Next, 520 million years ago, the first vertebrates formed, which were jawless fish.
Next on the calendar was the emergence of the first dinosaurs about 230 million years ago. During the Triassic period, the dinosaurs appeared and evolved from reptiles. Plateosaurus was one of the first large plant-eating dinosaurs, a relative of the much larger sauropods. It grew into about 9 meters in length. Next on the calendar were the first mammals. This happened about 200 million years ago. Their characteristics were small, and this happened during the Mesozoic era. Next on the calendar was the death of dinosaurs from the Great Impact. This happened about 65 million years ago. This collision of asteroids happened in what is now Mexico.
4 million years ago, the first human-like creatures evolved. The first human-like creatures to evolve were the hominids, also known as the great apes, then eventually evolved into Homo sapiens, which are humans. This is a very controversial topic of how life was formed, and this was around 200,000 years ago. 500 years ago, the development of agriculture was begun. Traditional hunter-gatherer lifestyles, followed by humans since their evolution, were swept aside in favor of permanent settlements and a reliable food supply. Out of agriculture, city and civilizations grew, and became crops and animals could now be farmed to meet demand. The global population rocketed from some 5 million people 10,000 years ago to more than 7 billion today.
About 6,500 years ago, the development of wheels for transportation were invented in ancient Egyptian times. Next, the invention of the telescope by Galileo happened about 400 years ago. This invention led us to where we are about our knowledge of the solar system and other galaxies now. Carl Sagan's cosmic time calendar was now formed into what we know as our 365-day calendar. I'm Rosie.
And I'm Nicole.
And this is Space News.